to get to with Kathy Helbig. Let's get right to it. Kathy Helbig with the Kathy Helbig Group. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning, guys.
Now, I know you want to talk to us about something, but I have to ask you a question. First of all, I'm not cheating on you, but I did go look at a house that was for sale by owner just to take a look, okay?
Sure.
And I have never been so horrified in my life.
Really? Tell me more.
Oh, my goodness. It was awful. And I said, you need a real estate agent in the worst way. It was terrible. It was dirty. It wasn't staged correct. I mean, it was. The woman followed us around. She was like, "Excuse me,
the homeowner, you mean?"
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it was. It was the worst experience. I never would have bought the home. It was just terrible. And I thought, walking out, I was like, man, I know selling a house by yourself is hard. It's impossible.
Now, let me ask you this, because this is a great topic, too. So, did you feel like you could tell the lady that?
No.
What did you tell the person when you looked at the house? Did you say, oh, nice house. Yeah, maybe we're interested.
It's lovely. Absolutely. Oh, beautiful home. Thank you very much. We love what you did with the parrot's cage over in the corner. Right? I mean, it was so.
The bird feet on the ground.
Yeah, we just love the stains in the carpet upstairs. That's certainly a nice. Right. I mean, it was and I thought, walking out, I said, if Kathy Helbig let me show my house like that, she would kill me. She would kill me. She just would not allow it.
She would kill you. But that is the number one question. When I go to meet with people that have tried to sell their house by themselves, they always tell me that they've had several people interested. There's always the wife that's going to bring the husband back. There's always the people that are raving about the house that they never hear from again.
Right.
And what happens is that you're never getting honest, true feedback about your house when you're for sale by owner, because it's too uncomfortable for that buyer to walk through the house and say, lady, you're crazy. Your house is a disaster. It's never going to sell this way. Or your price too high. You just get a bunch of smoke blown at you, basically. And so it prolongs your hopeful thinking as a for sale by owner that you have real interest, when most of the time you don't. Because when you take out that third party that is the liaison between the information, because a lot of times we've got to deliver some not so great feedback to our sellers.
Yeah.
And so, but we do, and we have to figure out how to do that so that they're not shooting themselves in the foot when they're trying to sell their house themselves. So I was curious if you gave her any legitimate, good, critiquing feedback to help her, because otherwise she's just going to sit there.
No, I'm not going to sit and tell this woman that her house looks terrible. That's not my place. Thank you very much. We said whatever we could to get out of there as soon as possible, including the next time you show the house, maybe you should hide the dog that's trying to maul my 2-year-old daughter, right? I mean, it was like,
might be a good idea, getting out of the house. And a lot of times, too, it's not convenient. A lot of times people work. It's hard for you to get into a house because they don't have a lockbox type situation. There's just all kinds of reasons that make selling a house yourself a lot more difficult. And statistically, you don't end up selling for more because the buyer is automatically going, you don't have it listed, so you're not paying the commission. So therefore, I feel like I should be able to get this house a little bit cheaper because you don't have that cost involved. So the cost savings is in the buyer's mind more than the seller's mind. So you go through all this trouble, you end up selling your house for less, and then you're not really saving the commission overall. And then I can tell you what, most of the time these deals, if you do find a buyer on your own, will fall apart during the middle process, because during the inspections phase, and not knowing how to navigate the title company and issues that come up, or an appraisal that comes in low, how on earth are you going to keep that deal on track when you're a novice and you don't know what you're talking about and you don't have experience in some of the things that pop up that sideline a deal? People don't think about that at all.
You know me, I go through open houses all the time. I love to kick the tires, and you walk in and the real estate agent's there, they hand you a disclosure form, or it's there, right? In this instance, how's the roof? Oh, talk to my husband. The roof is newer. Oh, do you have any water damage? Oh, no water damage. Well, what about the water stain on the ceiling? Oh, yeah, talk to my husband about that. Where's he? Oh, he's traveling today. Okay, well, that doesn't do us any good.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it was a disaster. So we're curious to see how that. But I mean, a lot of people think, oh, I'll just sell it for sale by owner. But there are so many things you don't think about. It just sort of smacked me in the face, and I walked out, and I said, thank goodness I got Kathy Helbig at the ready.
Well, and even in this market, McGraw, that's a thought that a lot of people have had is like, gosh, it's so easy to sell a house right now. There's buyers everywhere. You hear it all over the news. Multiple offers. Why would I pay an agent commission when I can keep it? Because it's easy to sell a house. But the problem is you don't have the skills and the negotiating prowess that I have when I'm dealing with thousands of contracts a year that come past my desk. So you're going to get, maybe you will get a few people that make an offer on your house in this type of a market. But are you maximizing your potential for getting the most amount of money when you don't know what's normal and what's not normal? Are you accepting some contingencies on a contract that you wouldn't normally have to accept because you don't know what is happening in real estate right now? So I'm telling you, ultimately, you leave money on the table when you try to sell your house yourself. It's like going to court without an attorney.
Well, and then the next question is, if I did want to buy the house, you'd have to find an attorney or a real estate agent to help with all the paperwork and all of the legalese. And I want somebody protecting me going in, so I got to find somebody anyway. So what am I saving?
About 90% of the time, a person that's interested in a for sale by owner's house, so if they're the seller, they are going to have an agent attached. So they're going to say, I still want to use my agent. So therefore, we want to negotiate a commission for my agent, which is why for people listening out there, if you see on signs we cooperate with agents, or one of the questions we ask is, are you cooperating with buyer agents? What that means is, are you willing to pay my agent their commission and their fee? So when you're going into this, you're thinking, oh, I'm saving 6% or 6.5% or 5.5%, whatever the commission is. But in reality, most of the time, the buyer is going to come to the table with an agent because the buyer has already been out looking at houses with an agent. They're in a buyer agency agreement with an agent. So there's a commission that has to be paid somewhere. So they're going to negotiate it anyway. So you go through all of this, taking off work, security issues, not having the proper information to get your house marketed in the right price, most likely. All of this for the savings of a 2 to 3% commission, not the full amount.
I never would have gotten my house close to being as nice as it was without you, whipping me into shape and making me do things that I didn't want to do. So if I didn't
imagine those negotiations we went through with your house.
Right.
Remember how we had to be very strategic?
Yeah.
Timing is everything. Deadlines are everything. So imagine if you were trying to do that on your own and a buyer was trying to do that on their own. What's the chances the deal would have fallen apart? Yeah,
what a nightmare. But anyway, I appreciated you more than ever, and you didn't do anything Tuesday. So there you go. How about that?
Very good.
We'll talk about brands next segment.
Perfect.
There you go. Kathy Helbig with the Kathy Helbig Group, 314-276-OLD or KathyHelbigGroup.com. Have a good trip, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy.
You too. Thanks, guys. Take care.
You got it. I mean, we opened the door, and they had a dog, and I'm with Emerson. And do you like dogs? I'm like, well, she's 2. And, the dog's very friendly. Meanwhile, the dog, licked her the whole time. I was like, we're trying to look at the house. It was unbelievable. It was like an SNL skit.
Oh, I'm sure that it was. Yeah. Again, there's just no way I would go without a realtor.
And you're really going to tell the person, it's very nice, but your decor is way off. You're not going to say that to somebody.
But your house is staged very poorly.
I am sorry that those pictures are unacceptable of your family there. That's not working.
And, I smell cat when I walked in the door.
What you did with the fireplace doesn't work.